Hello folks, it's Monday the 28th of October. Eventually I'll change my sweater. No, I'm just teasing. I want to call attention to another VC member, musician, collector. I haven't met him in person, but I get the impression that he is an actual good person. I'm speaking about Michael P. Dawson. It's come to our attention. If you watch videos, I watch some of his. Stephen Shipper, who is one of the people who got me to watch in the first place, I still check in on him. I don't watch much of anybody else. Every now and then I'll pop in, but Michael is well spoken. We have a lot of parallels in our musical interest. He has a fabulous collection. Unfortunately, he is facing eviction, and my heart goes out to him. Having just gone through almost losing my house, I feel it. He made a video where he said if you'd like to help him out to purchase his music. I forget which one he showed, or both are for sale, but I have these two albums by Michael. The Insect Garden, I think, is the one he mentioned. I highly recommend them both. I've even featured these. These are colored vinyl too. I just want to show that. They're worth having. I featured one of these in my segment on Adult Swim, on the Adult Swim show I do. Stupid Morning Bullshit. I have a one minute segment on that show called Old Music Friday. And I think I featured this one, Paleozoic. Of the two, this one I'm thinking I like the most, or remember. I can hear this one in my head as we speak. I also want to show this is on a beautiful green vinyl. And Michael was saying that purchases of his music would help him towards him having to move. And I just want to call attention to his situation and say, please, show some support for Brother Michael Dawson. And also get this music because it's good. He's a horn player, but he also does synthesizers and MIDI like me, using keyboards to realize musical ideas. So a shout out and asking for a show of support to fellow VC member Michael P. Dawson. I'll find his channel and leave a link. Another person that comes to mind who is facing some trials that you may know of, I mentioned, is musician Don Campbell. Let me see if I can find a CD to show. I'm bringing up Don because I talked to Don a little bit online, and he does radio, music releases. This is one of Don's. It's a little... got damaged, damn it. Dreams of the Spiral. He's out in California dealing with those wildfires, and apparently he's just on the brink of having to evacuate. So he's in my thoughts as well. It's a crazy world. It's a crazy world. It's a crazy world for a lot of reasons. This weekend, Ellen Couch sent me some music. Well, it's not, well, you can call it music, it's sound. Thanks to Ellen. Ellen is, I pick up, Ellen, that you're still very much into noise, noise works. So he sent me Pain Jerks, Trashware, and Ren's Proberta Gerber. These are CD releases, related to the RRR Records label. He sent me some ephemera with it as well, including the receipt from Records, which is a bit of a legendary label, outsider art label of these cards. Thank you. I listened to both of these a bit yesterday. because there was a time in my life when I had a need for listening to and doing noise. I just uploaded on my Bandcamp website a couple of my archives. I'm going to put them all online eventually, but Archive 7 starts with some noise pieces that I did back in the 80s. So I have an appreciation for this stuff, and there was a time when it was more part of my general landscape of listening. It isn't now. For reasons, I've moved on. This work is intense. The Pain Jerk is like power electronics, similar to Merdzbo, where it's unrelenting and just continues to build an interesting screech. There's a lot going on. So if you dive into the sound, it is very textural and interesting. The Rend is more, I guess you could say, nuanced, but again, this is good work, and I appreciate it, Alan. Thank you. It made me think about, well, I know that label RRR Records, and I used to have a bunch of stuff on it, but we go through changes. But I've kept some, so I pulled what I could find. Records out of Lowell, Massachusetts, of all places. A lot of outsider art and kind of subversive stuff that's gone on the label. Here's one that I kept. Due Process Radio 6. This is the documentation of a radio show that they had. And what you would have is people processing and tapes and loops, some poetry readings, etc. going on. And the thing to say about this stuff is it's interesting, and I was drawn to the multimedia aspect of it. But the other thing that I had to work through is there's a dark, like I said, slightly, not slightly, but subversive aspect to a lot of this work, where there will be elements of pornography and other things that are purposely put in to kind of unsettle or disturb the listener. It was part of this whole deal that I had to work through. I needed to work through why I had an interest in that, which I have. You know, I'm not a dark person. Some people are kind of drawn to that stuff. I'm not. I worked through it. But I've kept these albums. Condemic, Dog Mama. I popped a couple of these on just real quick last night to remind myself what they sounded like. And one side of this was unsettling. It was like a cut-up of a woman's having sex, you know. There was a time when that could be slightly titillating or interesting or just kind of funny. It's kind of disturbing to me. Not disturbing, but it's like, I don't want to listen to that. So I turned it over, and it was more, I'll use the word pleasant. Yeah, it was cut-ups and sound, and it was enjoyable. But it was like there's no reason, I don't need to be disturbed and woke up, which to me was part of the process of getting into industrial music. And just the darker side of this stuff is just trying to find out what's going on here and why is this happening and what does it say about me. I enjoyed this for the most part. I showed this recently because it was a blind pull. Nisi Period, which it is on the RRR Records label. And this is kind of grindy. I already forget what it sounds like, but I'm showing it because, like I said, there's a connection here. And I appreciate, Alan, that you sent this to me. I do. Makes me wonder if you ever had anything put out on the label yourself. A couple people I know are on the label. Philip B. Klinger has some stuff out on our records, and somebody else I know does. Here's a comp called Testament, compilation on the label. Testament includes people like Randy Grief and others. I didn't pop this one last night. Probably have played this of the releases on the label the most, Brutiste, for the Splendor Geometrico offering. But this is several bands: Vivenza, Splendor Geometrico, and Étant Donné, and P16D4. The Dark Side, Industrial, and John Wiggins. All the Truth at Once. Soundworks, good Soundworks. Soundscapes, like I like to make. So I thought I would share that I still have those on the records label, and thank you, Alan. It was a nice surprise to receive that package. I'm absorbing this, so I'll try to talk about it. This is MPH, Taxonomies, McGuire, Pine, and Hewins. Another new release on Discus Music. I played this again last night, and I still can't really speak deeply on this because it's like I'm still finding out what they're doing. I just want to make sure and say that I encourage and offer support to Martin Archer's Discus label because they're doing daring things. They're keeping the avant-garde alive, among others. But this music is not commercial, and it takes patience and time to absorb it, which is what I'm doing. And so Taxonomies is still coming into focus. I listened last night. The first track is like I listened for a bit, and then I got to a point where it's like I skipped it. It's like, okay, I get it, but it's not doing anything for me now. So, but that's a good sign that it's not easily absorbed. It means most likely that once it takes hold, it'll take hold deeply. So I'm going to go ahead and recommend this from Discus Music, Taxonomies, McGuire, Pine, and Hewins. Let me just say that'll do it for now. Michael Dawson, I hope things go well for you.